Zelda stage also. Let's see, put me down here. All right. Hey, Mona. I need to mute myself on my other one. Go figure. All right. Now, let me pull up. I've got a couple that I worked on. Mikayla Jones is one gal that I come across hers recently when I was looking on Facebook about her, and it really is a sad. Bring up her thumbnail here. All right, drop that one. I don't know why I didn't know because of, anyways. All right, let me get them brought up here. Now, Mikayla Dylan Jones, bless her heart, her case is sad. It really is, because she was with a few buddies, and according to what I did find, and I'll bring up more on it, she just barely graduated from high school, and she was with friends, allegedly friends. Now, according to the court info and the websites I came across, police claim it was an overdose, and the two guys who was with her, Ethan Sivey or Sivy, I probably butchered the last name. He's locked up, and along with Andrew Thomas Pierce, both locked up. There was a third gal with her that was in a car crash previous that night before they dumped her, and her name is Bradley Brackett. Now, this is all out of Farmington, Missouri. The ones involved, Bradley Brackett still has yet to be charged, and she was with the other two guys. Now, let me pull up. Let's see. All right. Let me bring up the one I was. Oh, no, that's Tabitha. She's another one. I'm going to Tabitha Tudors. Some of you probably have already heard of her. I believe Arctic and a couple other people had already covered Mikayla in the past. I'm not 100% positive on that. Let me get her stuff brought up. Let's see. There was 3 people, 2 men and 1 woman that was fixing to get, All right. Come on. It's going to be mean to me today. Now, this is Mikayla. She was a young girl. Hopefully, let me bring this up here. Come on. All right. Come on. Don't be a stick in the mud. Oh, didn't it? There it goes. Silly thing.
All new at 10. There are many unanswered questions tonight surrounding the disappearance of a missing teenage Farmington girl. Fox 2's Rocky Madden joins us live to tell us where the investigation stands right now. Rocky.
Well, Sandy, here in Farmington, the family of 18-year-old Mikayla Jones is beside themselves with worry.
Oh, it's terrible. I mean,
now, just so y'all know, this video is from a while back. Her family was still looking for her at this time, and there was three involved in like I said before, three involved in around her. There's also another young lady who was dating Andrew before and had died of an overdose while with them. And this Nicole was, yeah. They just, police just, yeah. Okay. She, how do I put this? It seems like overdoses seem to be a real bad habit around Mr. Andrew and Ethan out of Missouri. 2 people have died allegedly of overdose, and one is dumped. The other one, the other gal that I come across. Let me see what I got her. Oh, Desiree Nicole Link. She's also from that area. There was a link for her also on Facebook that I found that ties her just previous to Mikayla coming up. Dumped. She was dumped on the side of the road. They claimed she overdosed. They didn't know what to do with her, so they went and dumped her. They found her days later. Her parents were worried sick.
it's almost unbearable. Like I lost my granddaughter and my daughter because the way it's
Beautiful lady.
And all of us.
Young lady.
Mikayla Jones was last seen by her family at their home in Farmington May 3rd, but Mikayla's female friend and 2 men saw her 2 days later, early Wednesday morning, when they were all together at a Belgrade residence. The 3 say Mikayla got up and left, walking away from the home.
She basically says that she has her arrangements covered, and she has never been seen or heard from since.
Authorities are analyzing the story from the woman and 2 men. At this point, the sheriff says the 3 have not been cleared, nor is there a reason to charge them with anything.
We want our sister home and safe. That's really all we're concerned about.
Major case squad investigators have talked to many people and followed leads as far as Texas and Colorado without locating the teen.
We have requested court orders to receive phone records and telephone and internet records on certain things and certain devices.
While the investigation continues, Mikayla's family worries about the loved one.
Beautiful girl. Yes, exactly, Stitching. And I'm so sorry about your son. I remember you telling me about that. At least he did call. But, she didn't need to die. I have yet to find out why. What's the word I'm trying to think of? Other than being at the wrong place at the wrong time and with the wrong people, obviously. Hi, Mitten. Hi, Mama. Thank you for stopping by. Other than being with the wrong people, not known for drugs, according to when they finally did find her body on the side of the road, off in the bushes, by then, probably a lot of the drugs were probably out of her by then. But the ones that she was with said that she died. They found her in overdose in his house. Okay, she was dating Andrew. Okay, now according to Briley Brackett, who was also with her in a car accident earlier that evening, according to police records and everything, had gotten in a car accident, and I guess they didn't get. I mean, it wasn't that bad. But they went to Ethan's home. Briley was dating Ethan, and allegedly Mikayla was dating Andrew. Well, the previous gal that was with Andrew Pierce allegedly overdosed on that one too. It seems to be a real bad habit around those three. According to records, both Ethan and Andrew are locked up. The only other one that her parents are trying to get locked up because she was very much part of it is a Briley Brackett. Yeah, it just.
They dearly miss.
She lights up the room. I mean, simple as that.
We want her back.
That's her grandfather.
If you're out there, Mikayla, and you see this, just please come home. We miss you.
This was before they found
a couple of other notes from the sheriff. First of all, he points out that Mikayla is 18 and free to come and go as she pleases. He's not sure yet. He is investigating an actual crime. Second of all, he'd like to hear from people with direct knowledge of her disappearance, not hearsay and gossip. It's something you know to be true. Reporting live in Farmington, I'm Rocky Madden, Fox 2 News.
All right. Now, what was the other one? All right. Let's see. Share this tab. All right. Now, this here is her Find a Grave website. Let me see if I can get it to enlarge here a bit. I forgot to close that one out. Come on, you silly thing. Close. All right. Now, this is, I hope that comes across. Yeah, all right. This is Find a Grave. It has a little bit of her information about her family and everything, and I thought I would share some of the pictures of her. She was born in Joplin, and unfortunately, when they found her, passed away. They marked her for May 20th, 2021. At the time that they marked her for passing away, she was 18 years old. Her family did have her cremated. Where burial is, I don't know. But these are just some of the beautiful pictures of this young lady. Come on, load. All right. She was also into photography while in high school. But I hope you can, maybe if I do it this way. No, it's just going to show that one. All right. Let me do it differently here. She graduated from an alternative school, Valley Academy. She loved sports. She loved volleyball. I mean, Central High School, graduation of 2020, straight A student. I mean, she had everything going for her. And according to records, if I read correctly, I still got much to learn on that. I'm still learning a lot about this young lady. Now, I'm going to kind of switch gears here because I kind of wanted to cover a little bit of the three that I was really looking at. Let me do that. All right. Let me bring up. I have a picture of hers. Oh, there we go. Come on, computer, open it up, damn it. Remove that briefly until I learn how to do all this sharing screen shit. From window to the other. Now this little girl was 5 years old. Hello, KCG. Yes, she did. Stitching, she did. This little girl was 5 years old. Now, according to courts, the police, due to the search warrants done in the house where her mother, Therese Hunter, lived, when they did search warrants on it, because she reported the child missing hours later. Now, I'm still looking into this, and I will be digging a lot deeper into this one. But the little bit I do know, per some of the news stations, her mother was arrested and charged. A jury even charged her for the murder of her child. The police believe, kind of like with Quentin Simon in a sense, they believe beyond a reasonable doubt that, Jhessye Shockley was already deceased. They went to the local dump, went searching through there, spent almost about the same amount of time, a few weeks, in that dump looking for this little girl, because some of the family members, the other kids that was with this mother, and this mother, Therese Hunter, it ain't the first time that she's had run-ins with CPS. On everything that I've come across, CPS was all over her. Other kids removed from the home because of abuse. This little girl's own father is in prison for sexual assault, for rape, now I don't know if it has anything to do with children. I did not find that. I have not dug that deep, but he is in California in a prison. His name is George Shockley. That I do know. But the police believe beyond a reasonable doubt, and her mother, Therese's mother, the grandmother of this child, swears up and down that her daughter didn't do anything to her. The mother of this beautiful baby girl, 5 years old, body-wise, is still missing. Law enforcement, like I said, 100% still believes today that she passed her, she's deceased. And that's why they charged the mother with murder. They charged her, and I'm going to be looking deeper into this one because this little girl was never brought up on much news. It's hard to find anything. I found more on Facebook than I did anything else. And that was under the Forever Angels Facebook page. You know, it broke my heart. I mean, she's a little cutie. She is a cutie. Now, let's see. All right. Let me stop sharing that, which is my own thumbnail. Ooh, there we go. Yeah, silly thing. Now, I found her via the Charlie Project. She has several different let me scroll up a little bit here so you can see it better. Jhessye, Jashu'a, Shockley. I mean, these are just some of the pictures. This is her dad, who is locked up in prison for a lot of sex crimes for life. He's in California prison for life. I pray to God that he did not do anything to his children. I don't think I want to even look in that way. This here is a picture of her mother. It's not the greatest, but I do have some more info on that. Teresa's mother, Jess, I think they pronounce her name Jhessye. It's just a different way of pronouncing Jhessye. And Jhessye, her mother, reported her missing from Glendale, Arizona on October 11, 2011. She stayed the child home with her three older siblings, ages 6, 9, and 13. Little kids. The oldest being 13, and she's allegedly, she was just barely 5 when mom walked out the ding door. Okay, where she went, I don't know. It says she wandered away at approximately 5 p.m. How would mom know, considering mom wasn't obviously there if she left her kids with, her 3 oldest? Left out the front door of the family's apartment near Glendale and 43rd Avenue. Hunter said had gone to cash a check, and when she came home, the front door was open. Jhessye was gone, and her siblings didn't know what happened to her. She searched around the apartment complex and then finally called police. Now, I will drop this link here. Also, around that same time that Jhessye vanished, a 25 to 35-year-old African-American female was seen putting a young girl into a black 4-door 1998 to 2000 Chevrolet Malibu at Glendale and 45th. A couple blocks away, the child who didn't resist physically resembled Jhessye, and the authorities said they were looking to identify and interview the woman. She had black hair pulled back into a bun and weighed approximately 120 pounds. An extensive search of the area turned up no sign of Jhessye. She's never been heard from again. Hunter had a history with child abuse in Vallejo, California, where she lived prior to moving to Arizona. In 2005, Hunter was charged with 5 felonies, 4 counts of corporal injury, to a child and 1 count of torture. She allegedly whipped her 3 and 7-year-old children with an extension cord and a belt. She also punched her 14-year-old son during an argument, and he said she frequently beat him with sticks. What? What the hell? Missed you too, KCD. I mean, what the hell? At the time the abuse charges were brought against her, Hunter was married to George Edward Shockley. Now, this is Jhessye's dad, allegedly. Convicted sex offender who would become Jhessye's father. He participated in some of the beatings and faced charges of child abuse, as well as failure to register as a sex offender. He is still in prison. All of Hunter's children stated the abuse had been going on for years, and the judge presiding over the case said she never ever should have had children. When the judge still says that, that's pretty bad. Now, photographs of Jessye's parents were posted with this summary. They are now divorced. Of course, he's in prison. In 2006, Hunter pleaded no contest to the 4 counts of corporal injury to a child, and torture charge was dropped as a result of the plea agreement. She was sentenced to 8 years in prison, served 4, and was paroled in 2010. Little Julissa went missing, what was it, 2011? Let me find that. Come on. Roll. Yeah. She was paroled in 2010, and her little baby girl, 3-year-old, or 5-year-old by that time, yeah. She comes back out, and all evidence points to mom killed Jhessye. Jhessye and her siblings were raised by her mother's relatives while Hunter was incarcerated, and Hunter got them back following her release. Many of her family members were supportive of her, stating she loved her children and had become a much better parent since her release from prison. Yeah, okay. In the aftermath of Jessye's disappearance, her older siblings were taken into protective custody by Child Services and placed in foster care. Hunter was 8 months pregnant at the time, and CPS took custody of her baby after it was born later that month. She maintained her innocence in her daughter's disappearance and said she thought Jhessye had been abducted by a stranger, but she refused to cooperate with the investigation or even take a lie detector test. I mean, the lie detector, it's kind of iffy. We all know that. It just... Oh. On a horse drag. Oh, cool. You and me both, Stitchin', because so many, this right here, I hate them too, because especially with known criminals, known criminals getting plea deals and they walk out, or they get lesser charged so they can walk out sooner from prison. And who pays for it? Future victims. Good example, my great uncle, who was, because of a freaking plea deal. Yeah, a plea deal got the SOB who shot and killed my great uncle. Oh yeah, no, no. I'll do the YouTube street shit on a different day. You know, there's so much I could say, KCD. Oh man, so, uh, don't even get me started on that on her. You know, uh, let me get back to this before I get too sidetracked. On November 21st, oh, let me think about it before I do that. Here is the link to the Charlie Project for this little girl. If you're interested, I am thinking seriously about looking deeper into this because it's such a heavy, you know. On November 21st, 6 weeks after Jhessye went missing, Hunter was arrested for felony child abuse. Police said Jhessye was a victim and they believed that she had been murdered. The child's 13-year-old sister allegedly told investigators that Hunter had kept Jhessye in a closet starting several weeks prior to her reported disappearance. Hadn't fed her. Jessye's sister would sneak her food and water and noticed she had cuts and bruises and black eyes. The poor baby. Other children in the family also said they'd seen bruises. And this is her own kids. This is Jessye's own siblings. They were in fear of their mother. They were in total fear of their mother until they were all taken from the home finally. But still, they were in fear of her. Since the last day Jhessye attended kindergarten was September 22nd, 3 weeks before her disappearance. After that, Hunter kept her home, claiming she had pink eye and ringworm. Bull. She had her locked in the damn closet, not feeding her. None of these claims have been supported by a doctor. Jessye's siblings said that the closet started to smell like dead people. Oh, Lordy. And Hunter burned incense and spent a whole day cleaning the apartment a few days before she reported her daughter missing. Authorities confirmed that Hunter had purchased bleach on October 9th, 2 days before the disappearance was reported. So she was already passed away, unfortunately. So really, she should be marked for the 9th, and I think I got Jessye's on a different day. Jessye's siblings' statements were what led to Hunter's arrest. She was released without charge after a week. However, police said they did not want to create a double jeopardy situation in case homicide charges were filed against Hunter later on. Authorities began searching the Butterfield Station landfill for Jessye's remains on December 11th. Isn't it ironic how much it kind of mirrors Quentin Simon's? October, Quentin Simon goes missing. Except it was November in Georgia that they did the search in the dump, the landfill. But yeah, jeez. Saying that they had substantive evidence that her body was placed in a trash bin in Tempe, Arizona, and taken from there to the landfill. The searches lasted for months, but turned up nothing. In September of 2012, Hunter was charged officially with murder and child abuse in Jessye's case. Although Hunter maintains her innocence, authorities believe Jhessye was not abducted and in fact was killed some days or weeks before her reported disappearance. In March of 2013, her extended family filed a $10 million lawsuit against the state of Arizona, the Glendale Police Department, and CPS for Jhessye's wrongful death. They alleged the state and CPS was grossly negligent when they returned Jhessye to the custody of her mother. Well, that I get, but I don't think they're going to get 10 mil. And that CPS and the police ignored their complaints that Hunter had been abusing the child prior to her existence. At Hunter's trial in April 2015, her attorney argued that Jhessye wasn't dead and Hunter believes she's still alive. She was convicted of murder and child abuse and sentenced to life in prison without parole for murder plus 20 years for child abuse. Unfortunately, Jessye's body has never been found. That's what is so heart-wrenching, that one little child, let me see if I can bring up. Where's that picture? Let me bring up that beautiful, oh, darn it. All right, stop screen share if you're going to be a nincompoop. This little girl, this precious child. And she wasn't in the news that much, other than the fact that it wasn't until her mother ended up in trial, and found out that the dad was on the sex registry. It was supposed to be on the sex registry. This little girl had, and her siblings had such a sad, heartbreaking, just horrible. Let me bring up one other one. We got her little precious picture up. Now, if I remember correctly, I thought I had one made. Let me check. Nope, I don't. But I can bring that up. Let me open this up. All right. Let me stop sharing that one. Now, another young lady. Get this. Tabitha Truders. She is another, unfortunately, that her family is still looking for her. She's from Nashville area. And they just bring up this other one here. This little girl. Just another young one. The picture here that you see, maybe let me get my mouse over there. It's going to be funky. This picture here is age progressed. Exactly. Just like Harmony Montgomery. How many others have we come in? I don't know. It just, and see, the Jhessye was in Arizona. You got Mikayla, she's out of Missouri, and now we have, and Tabitha Truders, she's out of Tennessee. out of Nashville, I believe. I know I got. Again. All right. Now she would be 21 this year. Yeah, she would be 21 this year. I'm going to close that window off for now. Move this over. Now, all right. Let me switch out here. Now, Tabitha Truders. She's out of Nashville. This is let's get it scrolled up here. I thought I was gonna. Oh, Nick, come on. Oh, come on, don't be a nincompoop. There we go. All right.
This is
We have, hold on.
beautiful view.
Almost makes everything else fade away.
Are you done?
I hope y'all can see it.
Almost.
Okay. Silly ads. There we go. Oh,
This week marks 20 years since Tabitha Tudors disappeared while walking to her disappeared.
come on.
Tudors disappeared.
Dang it. Don't be a nincompoop, you silly thing.
This case
All
has
right, here we go.
plagued our city for so long. This week
She
marks
would be
20
21
years
years
since
old, I
Tabitha
believe, this
Tudors
year.
disappeared while walking to her East Nashville bus stop. The mystery has baffled police, fascinated this community, and left her family heartbroken. As News Channel 5's Emily Luxon explains, the search for clues has not slowed, and Tabitha's family wants to make sure she is never forgotten.
My wife said it'll be there until she's found.
Not much has changed over the last 20 years at Tabitha Tudors' East Nashville home.
3 or 4 times a day, just maybe every other day, somebody will stop out there. Then they'll ask us, if we're sitting out here, they'll ask us questions, and a lot of people take pictures of it.
Inside, Tabitha's room is largely how she left it. Another painful reminder of the void her family has felt ever since she vanished.
It hits you in a way that it just tears your heart out.
Dad.
On the morning of April 29th, 2003, Metro Police say Tabitha left her home on Lillian Street to walk to the bus stop, but she never got on the bus or made it to Bailey Middle School.
All we know at this point is that a car pulled up next to her, and then a few seconds later.
Now, I kind of wanted to stop a bit with that. Excuse me, goodness. There's another case that I'm looking into. One, because it's Tennessee. 2, because of her age. What is, like you said, Stitchin, what is it about Tennessee? I mean, we got, I don't dare look at the long list, but I looked at a long list for the different states, and it just horrified me at the names of missing, murdered by their parents, be it a step parent or their own natural parent, male or female for that matter. And it's like, wow. Can't blame it on COVID. That was a couple of years ago. We're out of COVID, even though COVID is supposedly coming back. It's still coming, it just breaks my heart. These cases, be them old. I mean, Layla Santinello, another one. You know, yeah, she's of age to do what she wants, age to go wherever she wants, but there's a lot of things that lead to nefarious shit around her disappearance. A lot of nefarious things. You know, be it friends, family, the boyfriend, you know. And there's that long list in Tennessee. What? Why? Why? I don't get it. I don't understand why our system is, you know, I don't understand.
The car drove off and she was no longer there.
In the days and weeks after her disappearance, Metro Police, neighbors, and volunteers teamed up to scour Tabitha's neighborhood for clues.
A lot of people even volunteered to allow police to come into their homes and look in the crawl spaces and everything just to make sure that she wasn't in there somewhere.
After countless unsuccessful searches, the mystery of what happened to the then 13-year-old straight-A student has captivated people across the city.
You know, she's our child, mine and my wife's child, but also she's Nashville's child.
Metro Police have followed up on hundreds of tips through the years and investigated every new lead that's come in. They're still asking anyone with information on Tabitha's disappearance to reach out to them.
At least if you're getting some tips, it's just a matter of getting that right tip that comes in.
If it's somebody out there that knows what happened that morning, you know, it's been 20 years. Please come and let somebody know so we can get her back home where she belongs.
Even after years of waiting, her father hopes answers will finally come and the sign on the front porch can come down.
We actually need some kind of closure before the good Lord takes us away. If we don't see her here, we'll see her up there when we meet him.
Emily Luxon, News Channel 5.
Yeah.
It is obvious Tabitha's family just wants to know what happened to her, and we do too. If you have any information on Tabitha's disappearance, you can call Crime Stoppers or Metro Police. Both numbers are on your screen, and as always, you can remain anonymous.
There you are if you want to write those down if you happen to see her. Goodness. Here's another. Let's go here. Let me bring this is another video. It's probably a true. It does. I mean, it makes you wonder, you know. It totally makes you wonder why. I mean, there are certain states that seem to be like a huge focus that have so many missing versus other big cities. You know, New York City, yeah, and there's a lot of stuff going on. You know, New York City, that whole area, Bronx, you know, the whole 9 yards. And this little girl, you know, it's one thing to have those who are old enough to, you might say, become ladies of the night. But this is a 13-year-old A student in school. What? Why? You know, it don't make sense. It don't. And I don't understand that. Why? I'm glad I grew up in a time period where your doors pretty, you know, of course, I lived in a small town, so it was very, very rare Yeah. Right. I totally get you, hon. Hi, Halloween. So did it pop up or it became good? Gee, does that mean I'm in the algorithm? I wish. I don't think I am yet. I think you gotta have 100 likes before that happens. My luck. But anyways, it just I there's so many missing, and I try not to cover kids because they grasp so hard at the heart. I mean, Elijah Vu, still not found, but from what I understand, his parents, or at least one of the actual blood parents, is in jail. Sweet. Yay. No. I still haven't found him. You know, still haven't found Elijah Vu. Who knows where that case is going to go? I mean, from what I understand, they did search the landfills around there too. You know, just anyways, this is Tabitha Tudors. Bless her heart.
What happened to Tabitha Tudors? More than 20 years later, her story remains one of Nashville's most high-profile cold cases.
Just 13 years old when she vanished while walking to a school bus stop in East Nashville. She would be 34 today. Tonight, News 2's Stephanie Langston revisits the case, taking a closer look at the latest developments.
Well, this is the last place anyone reported seeing 13-year-old Tabitha Tudors as she walked to the school bus stop here on Boscobel, just a couple of blocks away from her East Nashville home, where her family still lives today.
That's all we have left is hope.
Although tattered, a sign still hangs outside the Tudors' home on Lillian Street. Inside,
She's Papa's girl.
Bo Tudors holds one of his great-grandchildren. Just beside him, Tabitha's bedroom remains as the day it was when his daughter went missing in 2003.
We're just hoping that she comes back home.
A hope that's never faded, with memories of Tabitha as clear as that dark day she vanished.
I woke Tabitha up, told her I love her, and I'll see her this evening. She, okay, Daddy, I love you.
But she never returned, with the family's quaint home becoming the center of national attention. The hunt was on for Tabitha.
It's mind-boggling.
The family initially flooded by tips that turned up empty.
It's just been a real bad roller coaster ride.
A ride that hasn't stopped. In 2020, detectives searched property in Hickman County, potentially tied to a person of interest in Tabitha's disappearance. In 2021, the case was assigned a new detective. And in 2022, a new age progression photo released.
Like, it's hard for us to get the little girl image out of her, because that's the last time we saw her. She was 13 years old. It's hard for us to get that image out of her mind.
Today, his little girl would be 34 years old.
There's somebody out there that knows what happened. You know, guilt is
At
hard.
the time that this happened,
Praying someone comes forward with a lead that will break the case.
this video came out, I believe, last year. So she would be 35 this year if she hasn't already, you know, she hadn't turned 35 yet. I'm still learning about her case too. She was born in 1990, so yeah.
Case, while confident God will assure he sees Tabitha again.
He knows where she's at, and he knows what happened to her too. That's like, you know, if I don't see her here, I'll see her when I get up there, if she's up
Amen.
there, or he'll let me know what happened to her.
Reporting from East Nashville, Stephanie Langston, News 2.
All right. I was stop sharing. So those were some of the, yeah. Yeah. And a lot of them, if you look at the ones that are on the active list, Stitching, they're, you know, they're not listing everybody. They're not listing all those children, the only ones you probably see are, unfortunately, those who are white. The other ones, they don't get nearly the attention. I mean, look at Sebastian Rogers, Summer Wells. Those two alone, just in Tennessee, got more attention. Yeah. Oh, of course. From, who was it? Not too long after Sebastian went missing, we had allegedly TBI and FBI and that had found 20 missing. Now, I didn't get any report. I get, alerts, like little email things from the FBI in relation to Tennessee and, of course, Utah, because that's where I'm at. Colorado, a lot of the Florida, I even have marked. There's. Let me find the one. It broke my heart to see this list. Let me find it. Missouri's, which really pissed me off. I don't like and it's from the Highway Patrol, but they don't list. You can't click on them and look, and they're not. Some of those kids are not on the damn on the list. They're not on the Charlie Project or the NECMEC site. I couldn't find them on any of those. Now, this here that I'm going to share, right, Stitch, and I keep forgetting Europe and Canada, so you're not seeing a lot, in other states. It should be across the board, all over. Granted, our system is just concentrating on U.S. But some of these kids that are coming up missing out of the U.S. are being shipped overseas to some god-forsaken place. And unless you got someone that, over, like in England, example, okay, unless Scotland Yard works side by side in that respect, where we share our missing just in case, they may be over there and keep an eye out. I don't know if they do or not, but they should have that. Same with theirs, over here, or even Canada. It should be, we don't know if some of the kids from here in the U.S. have been crossed over into Canada or vice versa. It should be, like you said, it should be a unified system that somehow or another, all of them, that one chance, that one possible chance that also, whoa, wait a minute, I remember seeing that person's face being missing from, like, Tennessee, example. But it's someone like maybe in England or Scotland or Switzerland, things like that. There's always that chance. Right. It is. And it is eerie. And I mean, look at the drug trafficking. It's kind of, as far as we know, mostly it's coming out of Mexico and coming into our state, to be spread around. It's coming out of Cuba, which would be coming, through Florida. from Mexico into, southern Texas through those borders, or, if they can track those kind of traffickers, why can't they learn? Why can't they focus also on those kids that might be shuffled from one area into the other, or one country to from here to there? You're right, but like they say, unfortunately, some of these places, they got underground tunnels. The local police, the border patrols. There's buildings that are being built just on our side of the border that they're bringing people in and turning them loose or whatever, and it looks like a regular business on our end, but it's a tunnel from Mexico right into underneath a business in America, and they're dressing them up or whatever, putting them on buses. Unless you got someone inside the whole mess to clear it up, or vice versa. They could be bringing our kids into that way and into Mexico and scattering them around. We don't know. And enough money, we all know money does a lot of freaking talking. I mean, even with our own movie stars, enough money out there, nobody wants to see something or say something. And it's wrong. It's wrong what they're doing to the, it's just wrong in so many levels. Anyways, let me bring up this one list. It's a long list, so fair warning. It just broke my heart to see this list. Now, this is Center for Judicial Excellence. Now, this is those who have been, unfortunately, children who have unfortunately been unalived by their parents via divorce, separation, custody, visitation, child support, or some court involved. Yeah, boy, I can't talk. Court involvement is mentioned in the news coverage. Now, this is just covering from 2008 to 2024 that they have found. It's the ones highlighted in the yellow are 100% listed as a system failure. But I'm sure there's a hell of a lot more than what they want. Alabama, 20 kids. 2 of them only are listed as child, CPS failed them. Or whatever, whatever they call them in each state. CPS here in Utah, I think it's Division of Child and Family in Washington State, and so on. I mean, murder-suicide by mother or father after they unalived their child. Arizona has 38 kids. 3 of them allegedly killed by the parent. It breaks my heart. Arkansas, 6 killed by the parent. And probably, if you probably looked at it, that probably had in some aspect or another CPS involved in some way. Vehicular homicide. Calandra Bayless. I mean, I looked up some of these, and It's like, 91 kids killed. In some fashion or another, mom's boyfriend, dad's girlfriend, or the parents, like Dorman. Dorman just finally got charged. Oh, my bad. Shit. Sorry about that. Glad I peeked over here. I thought I did. My bad. Anyways, these are allegedly CPS. I bet a lot of these are probably CPS related, but CPS don't want to take fucking ownership for their failures, especially like in California. Sorry, but these young kids, I find it hard to believe that it's just only 27 were CPS involved. I call bullshit. I bet there's a hell of a lot more that where CPS failed. And it shouldn't be that way. I mean, God, these are all Californians. All these kids, California kids. And they range from, let's see, I think the oldest is being 17 and the rest are all, ranged down to months old. Colorado, it says there's 26. 6 of them were CPS related. I bet there was more, they just don't want to fucking admit it. Sorry CPS, but you have, they 100% have failed so many damn kids. They have. This one here, Fairfield, Connecticut, an Aiden Baskey, 20 months old, blunt force trauma to the head by father. What about the other kids? Was there other kids in that home? How many of them went through physical abuse? This Liza Zawalski, homicide, asphyxial drugged by mother. So they choked and because mom drugged them. Delaware, there's only 4 and one claim, but really, how many is there? Shot to death by a father and then suicide after. All these here out of Delaware or Newcastle, Delaware. Florida, 85 kids by their parents and 11 are allegedly where CPS failed. I call bullshit. I call it say more than that. I mean, look at this long list. That's Florida. And just the list goes on. If you want to look at it, I come across this when I went to the Facebook. Hello, Anika. This is for, I come across this on a Facebook page, and it just broke my heart. CPS can lie all they want, but I bet a lot of these were already, I bet a lot of these kids were already in the freaking system, CPS was involved one way or another, be it the parents or, it's like this Maggie Warren, 10 months old, shot to death by mother in a murder-suicide out of Livingston. And this is Illinois. Jamie Christmas. That tells me the mom had something going on with her. Did she have was there any more kids? It makes you wonder. But just I'm going to scroll down here. Massachusetts claims there's only 15 and only 3 involved with CPS. I call bullshit. There's more than that. I mean, look at Montgomery, Harmony. All right, let me scroll down to Utah. And the list is just horrendous. North Carolina, 21. Allegedly only 1 CPS involvement. I call bull, and bull. Ohio, 39 kids, only 7 involved with CPS. Nah, I think there was more. They just don't want to freaking admit it. They don't want to take responsibility for their failures, in my opinion. Tennessee, it says 18 killed by their parents, 2 of them CPS related. I call bullshit. These are just ones that have been unalived by their own parent. That's not including all the ones that are, unalived by somebody else. A non-familiar, familiar. Yeah, I can even familiar. I give up. Texas, Utah, 21 of them, only 1 CPS. That is total bullshit. Total bullshit. I live here in Utah, and that is total bullshit. We just, yeah, Virginia, let's see, Washington. I'm sorry, but I don't believe these numbers. The stats are wrong, 1,000% wrong. Just why? I mean, I looked at Missouri's, and the only one that Missouri had, it was from the Highway Patrol. Let me bring that up here. Let's see. What did I do? Oh, no, it's empty. Oh, no, I don't want to leave that one. Dang it, come on. Let me bring this one up. Now, let's see. All right, now this here, 702 missing juveniles. Now this is the Missouri State Highway Patrol. Okay, 702 missing juveniles. Now, they are just sharing the information, person's names. There's a lot of them unfortunately do not have pictures. Unfortunately, they just got their name. What I did is, let me bring it up here. I went from the most newest case, by the year. But out of the 702, there's just in August alone, they've added 10 more since I first looked at it. Or more even. July. There's I don't get it. I'll show this also if you guys want to, see what you can do. And don't, the Highway Patrol, now this website here, via the Highway Patrol, they're just sharing what's supposed to be out. But when I go and do searches like on NCMEC, or the Charlie Project, or, any of them, any of those sites, I'm not finding these people's names. There are so many that Missouri should have You know, all of these kids, all the, juveniles, boys, girls, white, black, all of these people, Kansas City, Missouri, St. Louis, all missing. Like, here's one. You can actually see the posters. Some of them do have posters. Here's Tony Steeples. Date of last contact was last month, 17th. He's only 15 years old. But there's no more information on him. Nothing. Like, what was he wearing last time he was seen? Thomas West, same day. Nothing. If you happen to know, contact, this information. It just, I don't there's no reason for it. So many in July, and there's mass amount of pages that you can go through. And just, it's heartbreaking. Just Noah Despain. All right, now here they have, he was 16 when he disappeared, from St. Joseph, Missouri. Last seen wearing a black and white windbreaker, black skinny pants, and black Nike Air Jordans. That's one of how many? Why isn't there more? Why aren't every one of these have a View freaking poster on them? Xavier Mac Peterson, missing May. Last seen wearing a black cap, black hoodie, black jogging pants, and black Nike shoes. Someone can do something to him because they had Nike shoes. It seems to be a theme, in my opinion. This girl, Serenity Howery, March 26th, a month after Sebastian disappeared, 16. Missing, just says missing from, I'm guessing, I-35 in Missouri. Last seen wearing a blue jacket. She may be with Rosalie O'Brien. But it doesn't say who Rosalie O'Brien is in relation to this girl. This girl looks like she's had a rough life just looking at this picture alone. It just, it is. I don't understand. I don't. I really don't understand why are there so many missing kids, and the ones that, the ones you hear about, like Sebastian's, thank God he did get a big search party and all that stuff, but why? Why did he get more attention than the next kid in Tennessee? Summer Wells, from what I understand, a big, huge, search party. What about all the other kids that have come up missing in Tennessee alone? I mean, what's going on there? Like you said, Stitchin, what the hell is going on with Tennessee? What the hell is going on with any of these states? A lot of good kids out there. A lot of good kids. And they're disappearing. I mean, last time seen, coming out of their school, for instance. Yeah, hello, Jay Sands. It is. I don't know if it, I don't, like when it comes to Sebastian's case, I've been trying to avoid that one. I can only pray that he comes home. I do have my own feelings. There's a lot of red flags that lean towards Seth's side because of some of the things that he has said. Now, do I think he harmed his boy? No. No. And in my opinion, I don't think Katie nor Chris did either. I mean, I really don't believe that Katie and Chris did either. But what happened? Who knows? I mean, he had free access while his dad was at work for 12 to 16 hours. At least 2 of the 4 days of his work time, supposed to be with, spending time with Sebastian. Granted, I know he's got to work, he's got to pay bills, that kind of thing, but, he had free access. We all know what the internet's like. We're adults. Granted, there's a lot of believable people out there that may not be. And there's a lot of believable people that are really dark. Really dark. Their mind, I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, both parents, both Katie and Seth said that that's what he wanted, was friends. Okay. He just wanted someone to hang out with. Maybe someone like him, where he didn't feel like he was crowding or, and I don't think he meant anything bad by maybe in there another kid's face, or I don't know how else to put it. There's normal kids, what society lists as normal kids, I should say, are those who are not born with some kind of defect. Okay. Something special about them. I shouldn't say defect. That is totally the wrong word. Something special about them. Each kid's, yes. Exactly. He could have, for all we know, he could have stepped out, probably maybe heard a noise, stepped out on the porch, find out what the heck. The thump that everybody's over exaggerating, it was a noise. Her mother said something, and I'm going by Katie's word. I can only go by Katie's word because nobody else was in the house at that time, we believe. Just Sebastian was supposed to be in his bedroom going to bed. He may have dropped his phone. We don't know if he had his phone in his bedroom. We know one phone at least was at the house when they went searching for him. We do know that. He could have dropped a book. Nobody knows for sure. But everybody's over the ones we know that are a problem are over exaggerating that sound. He's 15 freaking years old. He's not a baby anymore. Don't have to watch whether he takes a shower at night or in the freaking morning. Come on. Are these parents that are talking this shit really? That's, I think, what I have such a hard problem with when it comes to Sebastian's case. So many that are bashing Katie are treating him like he's a baby. Like she needs to run in and check what he's doing instantly because there was a noise in his bedroom. Fuck off. You would not freaking do it, and don't sit there and lie to the rest of the world that you would go running to find out what the hell was going on. You know, well, and see, yeah, Stitchin, it's like, me as a teen. Now, me as a teen, because I lived up, my bedroom was upstairs. It's kind of hard to get down the stairs because I lived in a restored 1840s home. It was totally restored inside and the outside. And the stairs coming down, you couldn't get away from it. They squeaked, okay? They creaked. And Dad even sorted them out so they wouldn't creak. There's no way I could have got out of the house, to possibly go sneak, and spend time with a boyfriend kind of thing. And plus, my ding parakeet would give me away also, because when I hit that step in the normal mornings, my parakeet guy would wolf whistle. It didn't matter what time. He could have a cover over him, and he'd hear that step, creak, and he'd wolf whistle. Talking about a little tattletale late at night, but the only time I possibly could have gotten away with anything is if I fell asleep on the couch, and our couch then was more like a love seat in the front room. Either you sat on that, and it was a rocker style. At that point, Mom had not taken the rocker part off of it. She was going to make it just a standard, make it where I didn't rock anymore. Because my Uncle Robert, when he'd show up, he would sit in it and about drive my mother nuts, sitting by her and sit there and rock while he was talking to her, about throw her right out of the ding love seat. It was an antique. It was a Victorian, So Mom and Dad went and changed out the things and made it where it was you couldn't rock. And it love seats, I stand almost 5'5" without shoes. And that love seat, after a while, no. And I couldn't lay on the floor because it was a stone floor underneath our carpet. It had padding, but it's still cold as hell. So, trying to get away with sneaking out the door that way wasn't going to happen. So not everybody's houses have 2 levels. Not everybody's house has creaky steps. So, some teens, they get out of the house easily. They go out the window somehow. Me being afraid of heights, I was not climbing out my bedroom window to try to get down onto the ground. No, wasn't gonna happen. No. Even as a teen, no. But I do believe that a noise happened. Mom said something, and it might have been, and for those idiots out there, I'm going to sidetrack just a tiny bit here. For those idiots out there that claim they don't talk to a friend or a partner for hours on end, bullshit. You're lying. You're lying to everybody. You're lying to yourself mostly. As the old saying goes, what I was taught, to thine own self be true. And you're not being true to yourself. if you look at Betty's videos lately, you can tell she's stressed. You can tell that she is maxed. She is worried sick. I have never seen her this. I mean, in the last 4 months, you can see that she has changed a lot in her appearance. She's comes up 45 in the latter part of September. I turned 60 the 10th of September, and she looks older than I do. She looks older than I do in the face. You know, decide to switch rooms with your stepdad. He stayed downstairs with an. That worked for me. He needed to be upstairs for his health, and I enjoyed downstairs. Yeah. She is. And you can see it. She can talk all the shit she wants, but you can see it. Everybody is seeing it, that she is stressed out. That's why she went into hiding. When she played that clip of the dog yelping, that wasn't Delilah. That dog was running away from her, yelping that hard. At 12 years old? Holy, or at midnight. Please tell me you meant midnight, not 12 years old. Stitching. Did you really leave the house when you were 12 to go goof off? You really? Girl. Only thing I can say is there must have been some damn good reasons to head out the door at that age. I mean, granted, a different time period, right, but it's still, well, of course not. We're all grown up now. But I just think, you were 12 when you used to sneak out. My goodness, girl. Oh, yeah. Mona. Again, I was always the one that got everybody else out of trouble. Holy smokes. Wow. But then again, you look at our ages, guys. We grown up, we look back and go, what the hell were we thinking? It was, we can go back and look at what, some of the people that I got on my blog, which I'm going to be making vids of. I can totally, the hitchhiking to get to a concert, things like that. Yeah, it's those ones when you get back home and you snuck out, and mom or dad is standing at the door and looking at you like, get your, and dang well, before they even say it, it's one of those, get your ass to your bedroom. Care for her mom, and I was gonna, Okay. I can only guess that maybe that that your friend's mom was not in the best way, so had to help mom. I can imagine that. I mean, because as I got older, I helped take care of my mom. So didn't have no kids, but my neighbor, his brother helps out with his aunt and her kids, and they live about 40 miles from me, or no, probably less than that. About a 40 or 45-minute ride to get there, but it's a stretch. But he helps take care of his nieces and nephews. And every once in a while he gets a chance to come up, usually on his sister's night off from work. He comes over and he comes and visits his brother, who is my next door neighbor, and his girlfriend. His girlfriend is the one that helped me through my cancer. But that's got to be a stressful situation. The things that we've been seeing, on these streets. That's why I didn't want to cover, at least not when I'm doing the, like the missing and the murdered. And I really worry about Sebastian. I pray to God he's alive and that they find him and he's okay. How soon he'll actually get back to one of the homes, who knows? We don't know. I can only pray to God that he's alive and well. And until law enforcement tells me otherwise, I can't believe I can't believe anybody's looking at a recovery kind of search. My gut rolled over when Seth on the last news thing and was doing the boat thing, listed as a recovery search. So I just don't want to believe that. Not yet. Till law enforcement says otherwise, my mind can't go there. I don't want it to go there. Until law enforcement tells me otherwise, I'm going to believe that Sebastian is very much still alive. I don't believe his parents, either side, did anything to him. I think he was probably stressed. He didn't want to do homeschooling. He wanted to be in a normal school. Just like, a high school a few blocks away from him. Yeah. I know TBI and Sumner County, they probably did have to scale back some because of the resources. They're limited to so much. Unless it's a national, like a natural disaster, then they have, that little piggy bank, you might say, that they can bring to, like if there's a tornado that was to hit there, they had the resources to, for that, set aside for that kind of thing. Resources for, finding kids, be them lost, walked away, whatever the case may be. No, I think he got lured out. How he got it from the house, other than walking out the door, I don't know. Is it possible that he let somebody in the window and that's what the thump was? As far as we know from Chris, there was nothing showing, around the windows. So I'm going to take I can only take Chris's word for that and think, okay, nobody was at the window that could have where Sebastian couldn't have went out the window, or nobody got in through the window. We don't know for sure. We can only go by what Chris has told us in some of the, chilling out kind of chats, kind of thing. Katie, bless her heart. To be honest with you, I am glad she filed a protective order against that psychotic bitch. Betty has went, she, at this point, in my opinion only, and I'm sure a lot of other people agree with me, she has lost her ever-loving fucking mind. And she is showing it, especially lately. She is looking more and more and more ragged. Yeah. Oh yeah. I have no doubt about that, Sis. And that's just Sebastian being extremely smart. How many kids do you know that? Unless they're trained in chess, from what I understand, he picked that up fast. Chess is not an easy game, you might say, to really know what the heck, you got to not only figure out how you're going to play the board, but try to figure out before the next, your competition, what is he going to do next? You got to be able to know that. Yeah. Brilliant. From what I understand, he brilliant when it comes to chess. And that takes a very strong, very, in my opinion, educated kind of mind. So he's very smart in that. Street smart. He probably figure it out. Computer-wise, most of your kids, young kids, no matter what, life is thrown at them, are, smart on that. Yeah. Checkers, I was never good at checkers or backgammon. I know how to play it, but that's about it. Now, rummy, gin rummy, yeah, I didn't do too bad. I always kicked my brother's butt in Monopoly because as soon as I got Boardwalk, yeah, everybody knows if you get Boardwalk and Pike Place, the rest of the game is yours, kind of thing. Usually, I should say, usually when I got them, yeah, hotels went up. I saved enough of my Monopoly money to get hotels on those too, fast. Because you never, either you got the tax, you got lucky and hit the tax, or you hit one of those. Very rarely, and as to Monopoly, what we do is any tax money that you had to pay instead of paying the bank, which one of us would be the bank, was we would put those taxes that was owed in the middle. So if you land on the oh geez, not the get out of jail free one, but out of the corner opposite of collect 200. If you landed on that, you got the whole pile of what was in the center. And you get, the chance in those cards always. Aw, I'm sorry. Maybe you did and you just didn't realize it. Or maybe my brother used to try to cheat. If he was the banker, he tried to cheat. But what we'd do is, finally, after I caught him one time when we were kids, and Mom wasn't busy, she was our banker. And that was kind of how we started, how we learned how to, yes, thank you. Hello, see something. That free parking, man, I got lucky a lot of times, and that's probably how I got able to buy, all the rest. But these missing kids, these missing teens, missing adults, why? The only thing we can think of is trafficking in, be it, and depends on where they live, Well, me too, Stitch, and I played that by myself too, because my brother gave up on trying to play Monopoly with me. And but there's so many missing. Is it because we got all these platforms that put it out there more than what our news stations do? Why aren't these news stations covering these other kids? There's one child that I'm looking at, gonna be showing, be covering, and if everything works out, as soon as I get a hold of Unitonka, her and I are gonna get together and cover the Erica Green case. She lives there. It's close to her heart, and some people have made videos, and she wanted, possibly sometime in the near future where we do a live about that case. Tabitha Tudor, now she's in Chico's neck of the woods, from Nashville, I think now, or is, no, my bad. Chico is from Memphis, but still, she probably has heard of the case. I'd love to get with her and see what she thinks, about Tabitha Tudor's thing, that case going on. I'd like to get with Arctic as to the Mikayla Jones. I noticed on one video only that was also tagged on a Facebook page. Now, it was a year ago that it was covered. He covered one. He's got one video out on her. Yes, she does. All right. Nighters Halloween. Thank you for coming. Thank you for stopping. There's the Erica Green is out of Kansas, and then there's an Angel Heart. That one there. her own stepdad. They found her encased in, I should say, her remains, the bones, quite a while, few years, over in California, near the California-Arizona border. Oh. Oh. How old was she, Halloween? I mean, oh, she probably headed off to bed already. She probably headed off to bed already. Sweet dreams, Halloween. But it just, no, I see 7 of y'all watching. Only 4 likes. Come on, you can either hit the good or the bad button. I don't care. But it just, Sebastian's case breaks my heart. And until law enforcement says otherwise, I'm going to steer clear of that whole mess. And it has been such a horrific mess. The most recent events, in my opinion, it's about fucking time that Betty got not just 1, but 2 others. Protection orders against her. And they are active right now. And probably looking at a permanent protection situation because there's enough facts, despite what fucking Betty says. Oh, yeah. Thank you. Despite what Betty may think, the only criminal around these parts is herself. I really think she's talking about herself, but she just don't want to admit it. She's trying to convince everybody else that it's everybody else doing the bad. No. In my opinion, the judge in Tennessee had enough facts to grant those temporary protection orders, without a doubt. If she don't show up on the 8th to try to say, oh, I think she's going to end up with a permanent protection order placed against her. And I don't know how that works if she breaks it, if she gets the silver bracelets. If she does break it, which she's already broke the temporary one by slapping her gums, can't tell me she don't know that, didn't get that temporary order and show up in Tennessee shit. Voices for whatever that she's calling it. If I was her, my opinion, go for it, Betty. Stand in front of that jailhouse or stand in front of that courthouse. Do that live. I can't wait to see other people possibly going live and showing you getting your ass arrested. Do it. Do it for all of us. Do it for you because you obviously need help. You need some help badly. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and call it a night, and I will see you in the streets. Let's see who's live right now. Maybe dabble over there. Let's see. Oh, Kathy P is still live and going. Let's see. I don't have a huge selection, so there we go. Kathy P, she's still alive. Got a few others out there. Nonsense is still alive. My goodness, girl. And of course, if you want to lurk and clip along, we've got Dipshit Brittany J. Yeah, she's another one. I will be covering her soon too. She needs to grow the fuck up and shut up. You know, she's got a lot of growing up to do. And she really needs to fix that dang chair. If she's got a new chair that she needs to put fucking together, she needs to get that one put together so her other one ain't squeaking all the time every time she moves. It drives me nuts. That's one OCD thing I have when it comes to her, is that goddamn squeaky damn chair. That's, exactly. She pissed me off first time around. That got my attention on her. I ain't gonna deny, I was sub to her for maybe a couple weeks, or maybe even less than that. Okay. Because she was coming into Queen Bee's. So what the hell? I'll go check it out. I was laying here in bed, listening to her live, and she started making fun of indigenous people, our First Nations people, and Chris Proudfoot's last name. Mixing the two together, which neither one of them had anything to do with each other. And then I just kind of, like, she's there, we hear about her. That's about as far as I was feeling about it, because there was that war, the war between Granny and her was their war. The war between Voices and them was their war. They can yell at each other all they want. I didn't want nothing part of that. But when she, with Sebastian's name in her fucking title, and the bullshit I heard on that goddamn panel that night with Sebastian, my bad. Sorry, Sebastian. God bless you, kiddo. With Seth and Taco. Exactly. And then Josh from the lab. And her acting like a little girl, laughing at every fucking thing they said. Even the most disgusting things. I'm sorry, but I don't believe a fucking word she says, Mona. I don't. She still does it. What she should have done was remove that goddamn live. Yeah, the blue gumball. Yeah, I heard about that. That was that was a long time ago from what I understand, but no thank you. Yeah. That made me want to gag. I know. She acted like a little girl, giddy girl, in front of a bunch of the high school football players. They were all foul. It was totally in having Sebastian's name in the title. Seth doing what he was doing and saying with his son's picture as his avatar. You disgusting motherfucker. That's why I have problems with Seth. Is that kind of bullshit. Disgusting. Anyways, I'll let y'all go before they run off. I need to chill out before I go peeking around the corners, you might say, of YouTube, see what's hanging around. I just hope so many of these people, at least some kind of result, some kind of, closure for the parents, and closure for family members that maybe the parent did them wrong, I just y'all have a great night. Yeah, definitely. Gonna try to breathe. It's so heartbreaking. And these child cases they just suck me in like a really bad, dark rabbit hole. And yeah. That's why I've been trying to concentrate on a little bit older kids and adults. Except for that Jhessye, Shockley. Her story needed to be told. Her story needs to be told. Even though they may not have found her remains, her mother is locked up for what the abuse that she did to that baby and to all of her kids. So I wish you a good night. We will see you on the streets, and I will be looking more into the Jhessye Shockley and Mikayla Jones and Tabitha Tudor's cases a little bit more. Be sweet. Keep your eyes open. Don't go into the alleys of the YouTube streets. We all know that they're pretty scary, just like out here in the real life. Those alleyways can be really scary. So be careful. Enjoy your evening. See you on the streets.